Good morning, ma'am. I'm Melissa Bernabe, and for today's video, we're going to talk about the consolidation financial statement, wherein we're going to focus on analyzing the computation as well as the formula about the revenue, inventory, and cost of goods sold to be presented in the consolidation financial statement. So, ano nga ba yung nakapaloob sa Chapter 5 ng Consolidated Financial Statement? Kasi dito sa Consolidated Financial Statement, yung unang part niya is intercompany transaction, wherein sinasabi dito na kapag yung Consolidated Financial Statement, lahat ng naganap na intercompany transaction should be eliminated. Kasi di ba they act as one. Pwede nilang i-report ito sa kanilang single financial report, pero kapag sa Consolidated Financial Statement, kailangan lahat ng intercompany transaction tatanggalin na nila. And also, nakalagay din dito, ang intercompany transaction is pwede siyang mangyari sa sale of inventory, sale of property, plant, and equipment, sale ng dividends, and as well as bond transaction. But for this video, we're going to focus on the intercompany sale of inventory. So, for illustration purposes, babasahin ko yung nandito sa book. Sabi dito, during 20x1, Papa Bear buys a pair of sandal for 100 pesos from Goldilocks, an unrelated party. The sandals don't fit Papa Bear enormous feet, so Papa Bear sells them to Mama Bear for 150 pesos. So, ang tanong dito, from the point of view daw ng Bear family, magkano yung household income na na-realize nila? Ang sagot doon is wala. Kasi diba, from the point of view ng Bear family, wala naman talaga silang na-realize na income. Kasi, kumbaga mo, si Papa Bear and Mama Bear, isang family sila. So, kumbaga mo, kahit bentahan nila si Papa Bear, bentahan niya si Mama Bear, buong maghapon, hindi marirealize yung profit na meron sila. Puro unrealized. Wherein dito kasi, i-account lang natin na profit siya kapag na-realize lang. And sinasabi din dito sa book na yung sales and cost of sale, kailangan tatanggalin natin siya at the sale price. Kahit na nga ba sinabi dito na, di ba for example, si Papa Bear nagbenta kay Mama Bear. Si Papa Bear kasi, binili niya lang yung sandals for about 100 pesos. Pero binenta niya yon kay Mama Bear ng 150. Kahit na yung cost of sale niya, ilalagay natin is 100, kailangan tatanggalin pa rin natin yon. Kasi yung magiging basis ng computation natin is ito. Ito yung formula niya. Una, hahanapin muna natin yung unrealized gross profit ng ending inventory. Wherein, makukuha natin yon kapag yung sale price ng intercompany sale in the current year, i-deduct natin dun yung cost of intercompany sale. Kung saan yung 100 pesos nga na pinambili ni Papa Bear. And yung sale price is kung magkano niya binenta kay Mama Bear. So, 150 less 100 is equal to 50. Then, imumultiply natin siya sa may unsold portion ng inventory as of year end, which is 100%. Diba? Kahit na nga ba binenta ni Papa Bear kay Mama Bear, yung sandals niya, si Mama Bear kasi hindi naman siya unrelated party. So, parang hindi na-realize yung profit. So, meron pa rin silang, yung Bear family, meron pa rin silang 100% na inventory. So, yun, 50 times 100% is equal to 50 pa rin. So, yung unrealized gross profit natin sa ending inventory would be 50. Next, ang kakompute naman natin is yung consolidated ending inventory. Wherein, based on the book, kung paano natin siya isolve is, yung ending inventory ng parent, which is si Papa Bear, siya yung bumili ng sandals nung una. And yung ending inventory ni subsidiary, which is si Mama Bear. Okay, si Papa Bear kasi, kung binenta niya na kay Mama Bear, wala na siyang ending inventory. Tapos, si Mama Bear, meron pa siyang 150 na ending inventory kasi yun yung binenta sa kanya ni Papa Bear. And then, i-deduct natin doon yung unrealized profit ng ending inventory na 50 pesos. So, 150 less 50 is equal to 100. Yun yung consolidated ending inventory natin. Next, Paano naman computein yung consolidated sales? Mako-compute natin yun kapag yung sale ng parent, which is si Papa Bear, isasama natin yung sale ng subsidiary, which is si Mama Bear. Di ba? Sa problem kanina, si Papa Bear, nakabenta siya kay Mama Bear for about 150 pesos. And si Mama Bear, wala pa siyang benta kasi hindi pa naman niya na ita-transfer or na ibebenta sa iba yung inventory na binili niya from Papa Bear. So, bali 150 lang yon. And here, itideduct natin yung intercompany sales during the current period, which is 150 pesos. Saan nanggaling yon? Nanggaling yung 150 doon sa sa binili ni Mama Bear from Papa Bear kasi intercompany sale, kailangan i-eliminate natin siya. So, bali yung consolidated sales natin is wala. Kasi di ba sinabi nga kanina na kapag sa consolidated financial statement, hindi pwedeng i-reflect or kailangan tanggalin ang intercompany transaction. Makikita mo lang ito sa kanilang separate FS. Next, kukumpute naman natin yung consolidated cost of sale. And here yung formula niya is cost of sale ng parent, which is si Papa Bear na 100. Kasi yun yung bili niya from unrelated party, 100 pesos. Then yung cost of sale ni subsidiary, which is si Mama Bear. Wala pa siyang cost of sale kasi di ba hindi pa nga niya na ibebenta yung sandals, which is yung inventory niya. Then, i-deduct natin dito yung intercompany sale na 150 pesos and i-add natin yung unrealized profit sa ending inventory na 50 pesos. So, 100 minus 150 plus 50, consolidated cost of sale is wala. Kagaya ng sinabi kanina sa note, both sales and cost of sales are eliminated at sale price. Even though si Papa Bear, yung cost of sale niya is stated at cost. Yung gross profit niya is wala kasi nga intercompany transaction yung naganap. And now, ngayon, ipag-uusapan naman natin is yung tatlong scenario kapag sa intercompany transaction. Yung unang scenario, yung Mama Bear sells the sandals to unrelated party during the current year. Kumbaga, si Mama Bear daw na ibenta sa unrelated party yung sandals niya during the current year. So, yung mangyayari doon, sabi, by the end of 20x1, Mama Bear was able to sell the pair of sandals to Big Bad Wolf, an unrelated party, for 180 pesos. So, magkano nga ba yung kanilang household income based on their consolidated financial statement? The answer is 80 pesos. Kasi, kaya nangyari yun, di ba yung sandals, nagkakos siya ng 100 pesos. Hindi natin siya kukuhanin sa kung magkano binenta ni Papa Bear kay Mama Bear yung sandals. Kukuhanin natin siya kung magkano nakuha ni Papa Bear yung sandals sa unrelated party, which is 100 pesos. Yun yung cost of sale. Then, yung 180 pesos is the selling price. So, selling price na 180 minus yung cost nga 100, then yung realized na income nila or household income ng Bear family is 80 pesos. Yung sa separate book of Papa Bear and Mama Bear, noong 20x1, si Papa Bear mag-record siya ng inventory na debit 100 pesos and credit cash 100 pesos kasi nga bumili siya, nabawasan yung cash niya and nadagdagan yung inventory niya ng 100. Pero si Mama Bear wala pa siyang entry. Next na entry is si Papa Bear, como binenta niya nga kay Mama Bear yung sandals for 150 pesos, maglalagay siya ng debit cash na 150, credit sales na 150. And yung cost of sale niya, debit na 100 and inventory na 100 kasi nawala na yung inventory niya kasi binenta niya na kay Mama Bear. And doon, may magkakaroon na ng entry si Mama Bear kasi binili niya na yung inventory kay Papa Bear, which is inventory debit na 150 and credit ng cash na 150. Sa separate books ito Kasi pag sa book, pag sa consolidated financial statement, hindi na rin siya pwedeng isama. Doon lang sa separate book nila pwede. Then next, in 20x1, na nagbenta na si Mama Bear dun sa may Big Bad Wolf na unrelated party for 180,000 pesos, magde-debit tayo ng cash kasi nakatanggap tayo ng cash na 180 and i-credit natin yung sales na 180. And magde-debit din tayo ng cost of sale na 150 and inventory na 150 kasi nawala yung inventory or na-transfer na inventory sa ating pinagbentahan. And the 21 year-end individual financial statements of the entity shows the following. Si Papa Bear, yung gross profit niya is 50. Kasi 'di ba? Yung binenta niya yung sandals for 150 and yung cost lang nun is 100. So, meron siyang profit na 50. And si Mama Bear naman, meron siyang sales na 180 and yung cost niya is 150. So, pagkasamahin natin yung kita nilang dalawa, meron silang 80 pesos. Doon sa scenario number 1. Next scenario. Scenario number 2, Mama Bear sells the sandals to unrelated party in the following year, which is 20x2. Ang mangyayari naman dito, naibenta niya yung sandals na sa next year pa. So, yung sa 20x1, kamukha lang nung entry natin sa scenario number 1. Magbabago lang siya nung scenario number 2, ay nung 20x2 kasi, di ba? Sa 20x2, wala na tayong intercompany na transaction kasi na-record na natin siya ng 20x1. And doon sa 20x2, doon natin i-record yung debit cash na 180 and credit sales na 180 and cost of sales na 150 and inventory na 150. And ipapakita pala dito kung paano yung kukomputin yung unrealized gross profit ng ending inventory ng current year dito sa scenario number 1. Para ma-compute yung yung unrealized gross profit natin ng ending inventory, yung sale price natin na 150 kasi nagbenta ng 150 pesos sa sandals, and then cost of intercompany sale during the current year which is 100, and yung profit niya sa intercompany transaction is 50. And multiply natin yung multiply natin sa unsold portion ng inventory. Diba sa scenario number 1, binenta na natin yung inventory natin. So 0% na yung inventory natin or wala na. So yung unrealized gross profit natin is 0 na. Next, yung consolidated ending inventory naman natin. Yung ending inventory ni Papa Bear, 0 na yon. Ending inventory ni Mama Bear, 0 na kasi nga naibenta nila sa unrelated party, si Big Bad Wolf. Then, i-less natin yung unrealized profit ng ending inventory. Di ba yung unrealized profit natin is 0 na din? So, yung consolidated ending inventory natin is 0 din. Next, kukompute naman natin is consolidated sales. Yung sales ng parent, which is 150, then sales ng subsidiary, which is 180, i-deduct natin doon yung intercompany sales para mawala siya sa consolidated FS. And that would be consolidated sales of 180 pesos. Next, kukuha naman natin yung consolidated cost of sale. Di ba yung cost of sale ni Papa Bear, which is the parent, 100? Cost of sale naman ni subsidiary, which is si Mama Bear na 150. Then, i-deduct natin yung intercompany sale during the year na 150. And i-add natin yung unrealized profit natin, which is na-compute nga natin ay 0. So, 100 plus 150 less 150 is equal to 100. So, yung cost of sale natin is 100. And yung consolidated sales naman natin is 180. So, yung consolidated sales natin na 180, i-deduct natin doon yung consolidated cost of sales na 100. Meron tayong consolidated gross profit na 80 pesos. Next, yung scenario number 2 naman, yung way na kung paano natin kukomputin yung kanila is yung sale price natin sa intercompany sale ng prior year is 150. Yung cost naman noon is 100. Then, profit for the intercompany sale from the prior year, meron tayong 50 pesos. Then, i-multiply natin siya sa unsold portion of inventory as of the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, 100% pa inventory mo kasi hindi mo pa nabenta. Take note sa scenario number 2 na tayo Then, so 50 pesos times 100% is equal to 50 pesos. Next, kukompute naman natin yung consolidated ending inventory natin. Diba, yung ending inventory ni Mama Bear, 0 na siya kasi naibenta niya na kay Mama Bear. Yung ending inventory naman ni Mama Bear, 0 na din siya kasi naibenta na niya sa unrelated party. And i-deduct natin yung unrealized gross profit natin sa ending inventory, which is 0. Therefore, yung consolidated ending inventory natin would be 0 also. Next, complete naman natin yung consolidated sales. Para makuha natin yun, hanapin natin yung sales ni parent, which is si Papa Bear na 150, kay Mama Bear na 180, and itideduct natin yung intercompany sale transaction para mawala siya sa Conso FS natin. That would be 150 plus 180, i-deduct natin yung 150 intercompany transaction or sales is equal to 180 pesos na consolidated sales. Next, kakompute naman natin yung consolidated cost of sale ng 20x2. So, cost of sale ng parent ng 20x2, wala. Kasi 'di ba, yung cost of sale ng parent nung 20x1 siya nangyari. Kasi noon niya naibenta ni Papa Bear kay Mama Bear yung sandals. Next, cost of sale ng subsidiary. Naganap to nung 20x2 kasi 'di ba, based on the scenario number 2, na ibenta ni Mama Bear sa unrelated party yung sandals on a subsequent year, which is 20x2 nga. So, yung cost of sale ng subsidiary natin is 150 pesos. And i-deduct natin doon yung intercompany sales ng 20x2, which is 0. Kasi diba, naganap yung intercompany sale ng 20x1. Next, i-add natin yung unrealized profit ng ending inventory. 0 yun, yung unrealized profit natin. Next, i-less natin yung realized profit ng beginning inventory na 50 pesos. To reflect yung kung magkano lang yung na-realize natin. So, yung cost of sale natin in consolidated financial statement ng 20x2 would be 100. So, consolidated sales na 180, then less natin yung cost of sale na 100. Yung gross profit sa scenario number 2 would be 80 pesos also. As we notice kasi, yung parang yung unrealized profit natin, diniferred lang natin siya ng 20x2 kasi diba, noon nga tayo nakapagbenta, kung mo noon lang na-realize talaga kung magkano yung naging profit ng Bear family. Kasi diba, kapag intercompany sale, hindi naman yun natin siya nire-record sa consolidated financial statement. And also, meron dito nakalagay na kapag daw yung separate books ng Mama Bear and Papa Bear nag-reflect yung unrealized gross profit, yung mangyayari nun sa may, di ba? Di ba yung meron silang unrealized gross profit, yung sa separate books ni Papa Bear and then ni Mama Bear. Yung magiging epekto nun sa may yung beginning balance ng retained earnings ni Papa Bear is overstated. Kasi diba, as if kumita siya kahit hindi naman. And then, yung cost of sale naman ni Mama Bear is overstated also. Kasi diba, i-record ni Mama Bear yung cost ng sandals kung magkano niya nabili kay Papa Bear. Hindi kung magkano nabili nung ni Papa Bear yung sandals sa unrelated party. So, move on na tayo sa scenario number 3, which is partly realized and partly unrealized. Sabi dito, si Mama Bear daw, naibenta daw niya yung half pair ng sandals noon sa may unrelated party for 110 pesos noong 20x1. And yung other half naman is naibenta niya noong 20x2 for 90 pesos naman sa unrelated party din. So sabi dito, from point of view daw ng Bear family, how much is the household income realized in 20x1 and in 20x2 respectively. Ang sagot dyan, yung income niya ng 20x1 would be 60 pesos kasi diba, yung selling price natin is 110 pesos. And yung cost of sale kasi niya is 100 times 50% is 50 pesos. So 50 pesos plus 110 is equal to 60 pesos. Yung 20x2 naman, yung yung household income is 40 pesos, which is 90 pesos yung selling price and 50 pesos yung cost of sale. Kung baka nagtataka kayo, bakit na 50 pesos lang yung cost of sale? Kasi diba, sa consolidated financial statement, yung gagamitin natin na cost of sale, kung magkano talaga yung cost na, kung magkano natin siya nabili from unrelated party, hindi sa intercompany sale. So, move on na tayo kung paano kukuhanin yung unrealized gross profit ng ending inventory from the current year. Dito yung sales price ng intercompany sale is 150. And then yung cost of intercompany sale is 100. Therefore, may profit tayo sa intercompany sale na 50 pesos. And i-multiply natin siya sa unsold portion ng inventory as of the year end, which is 50%. Bakit 50%? Kasi di ba sinabi dito na on year 20x1, naibenta niya na yung kalahati and may natitira na lang kalahati, kaya 50% yun. So, 50 times 50%, that would be 25 pesos unrealized gross profit in the ending inventory for the current year. Next, compute naman natin yung consolidated ending inventory, which is, kailangan nating hanapin yung ending inventory ni parent, which is si Papa Bear, which is wala na, kasi naibenta niya nga niya kay Mama Bear ng buo. And yung ending inventory naman ni subsidiary, which is ni Mama Bear na 75 pesos. Bakit yun yung ending inventory na lang ni Mama Bear? Kasi di ba bumili siya ng 150 pesos na sandal kay Papa Bear. So 150 times half nun is equal to 75 pesos. So 75 pesos, i-deduct natin dun yung unrealized profit na na-compute natin kanina, which is 25 pesos. 75 minus 25, that would be 50 pesos. Yung consolidated ending inventory natin is 50 pesos. Next, kukumpute naman natin yung cost of sale. Sale ng parent, 150. Sale ng subsidiary, 110. Nung 20x2 Then, i-deduct natin yung intercompany sale during the year na 150. So, 150 plus 110 minus 150 is equal to 110 consolidated sales. Next, kukumpute naman natin yung cost of sale natin during 20x1. Cost of sale ng parent, 100. Kasi 100 niya binili yung sandals from the unrelated party. Cost of sale naman ng subsidiary is 75 pesos kasi si Mama Bear nabili niya yung sandals kay Papa Bear na 150 and kalahati lang nun, therefore 75 pesos. I-realize natin yung intercompany sale na 150, i-add natin yung unrealized profit na 25 pesos. That would be 100 plus 75 minus 150 plus 25 equals to 50 pesos consolidated cost of sale. So, yung cost of sale natin is 50 ba? And yung na-complete natin kanina na sales is 110. So, 110 plus 50 yung consolidated gross profit natin during 20x1 na nakababenta tayo ng kalahati ng inventory would be 60 pesos. Next, sa 20x2 naman, yung realized gross profit natin dito is 25 pesos. And yung consolidated ending inventory natin is 0 na kasi nga naibenta na lahat ng inventory na meron yung Bear family. And yung consolidated sales natin dito is only 90 pesos kasi yun yung naibenta natin na huling kalahati ng inventory. Next, yung consolidated cost of sale naman is 50 pesos. Kasi, di ba 75 pesos ng kung magkano pinili ni Mama Bear yon. And, i-realize natin yun yung realized profit ng beginning na 25 pesos. So, 50 pesos siya. So, sales natin na 90 plus 50, gross profit natin sa consolidated financial statements would be 40 pesos. So, now, pag-uusapan naman natin yung intercompany sale of inventory. Sa intercompany sale of inventory, meron dalawang klase, which is downstream and upstream. Yung downstream, yung parent nagbenta kay subsidiary. And yung upstream naman, si subsidiary nagbenta kay parent. Kailangan alamin natin kung upstream ba siya or downstream siya kasi meron silang differences na dalawa. Kapag kasi yung downstream, yung si parent yung nag-recognize ng profit and yung NCI is not affected kasi yung profit is para lang talaga siya kay parent. Kapag upstream naman, si subsidiary, nag-recognize din siya ng parent. So, therefore, yung NCI natin is affected kasi silang dalawa yung nag-recognize ng profit. So, dito sa page 200, meron tayo ditong illustration para mas maintindihan natin mabuti. Meron dito, pwede niyong buksan yung book niyo para mas maintindihan niyo. And babasahin ko na lang yung intercompany transaction na nangyari ng 20x1. First, ABC Company sold good costing of 12,000 to XYZ, Incorporated for cash at markup of 40% on selling price. XYZ held 1/4 of the goods at year-end. B. ABC Company acquired inventory from XYZ Incorporated for 12,000 cash. XYZ Incorporated uses a normal markup of 25% above its cost. And ABC Company ending inventory include 4,000 from this purchase. kailangan i-analyze muna natin yung effect ng intercompany transaction. Yung letter A, downstream siya kasi yung seller natin is ABC Company. Nagbenta siya kay X, Y, and Z, which is yung ating subsidiary. Next naman is yung letter B, upstream siya kasi yung seller natin is yung subsidiary, which is si X, Y, and Z.